People deluded. Now, you lot know I love to watch youth football. It's the under-17s European Championships. We've got the under-19s to follow, but it's the 17s age group, like I said. A lot of people ask me how I watch these games and things like that. It's being streamed on the BBC, but what I've been doing as well as the BBC, if you go on UEFA's actual YouTube account, they're streaming it. So I don't know for regulations if you don't live in England or whatever, but you should be okay in whatever region. That's where it is. Now, we kicked off against France. England's group is a tasty group, people. In addition to England and France, you've obviously got Sweden. So apologies, I didn't even mean to mention him first. You've got Holland as well, which Holland, I saw them win 2-0 against Sweden. Familiar faces like Unavar and Brian Brobley were involved. Taylor, I believe his name is, played quite well as well. So we need to do our business. England versus France is always going to be a tough game at any youth level. More so, it's even more important because you see England developing good players. People are finally getting chances. The ones that ain't are being radical and going abroad. There's a serious pipeline with us. Nobody knows what's in the water with France, but they keep producing animals and beasts and just terrific young players. Like, whatever they're doing is working. So, bless me, people. Apologies for that. But so yeah, it's gonna be a tasty one, and you're thinking if we can grab 3 points, it'll be a good way for us qualifying for the next round. Apologies, people. Again, sorry, hay fever season. But yeah, man, the kickoff was delayed as well. Like I said, man, you've got a tough opponents in Holland as well, so it's gonna be difficult to get out of this group. Somebody's gonna miss out, and I feel personally England started off slowly. I'd say first 15, I don't feel we were in it. Similar to the second half, we started slowly, but I think it was a good game for these young players. When it was fantastic for me as a neutral to watch. Well, England fan is coming home. They learned a lot. They learned how to take a lead, how to manage a game, how to soak up pressure, how to weather the storm. Both sets of teams would have learned a lot. How to take the lead, when to try certain things. I feel France, Solpe has been linked with Arsenal under 17s right back. On all day he was just going forward, all day just bombing on. Milo in the middle, he plays for Monaco, beast in it. Zidane's son doing his thing. Collectively, they've obviously got a Gooner, I can never say his name, but I've made a video about him before. He's got some experience at first team level for Solskjaer, sorry. So there's some experienced individuals, and they had I don't know how many corners they had in the first 10 minutes, but they were really putting us under pressure, and we really had to do well. And Taylor Harold Bennett, hopefully I've said his name correctly, this City centre-half, one of the 4 players in that team, having to weather the storm and things like that. We're having to ride our luck. Prior to the first 15, I don't feel we really got any meaningful possession. I would say Madueke, Noni, forgive me if I've said his name correctly, formerly of Spurs, now of PSV, consistently he looked like the outball throughout the whole game. He looked like the one that, if anything, England can give it to him. He can kind of take pressure off us. Very positive winger, playing on the right-hand side, always trying to take someone on, and PSV have a good player for the future. After the first 15, we started to wake up. We started to play football. Miguel Aziz, a young lad in Arsenal, starting in the middle of the park. He's doing his thing. Ware's doing his thing. I can't remember if he... I really should, but I can't remember if he came off the bench or not. But collectively, our midfield was doing our thing. We were getting the ball down. We're playing football. Rodgers is becoming an outball and holding up the ball well. And I feel after the first 15 minutes, we started to play our thing. We started to think, yo, we're England. We're ballers as well. Spreading it left and right side. Both fullbacks getting forward, cultured midfielders as you'd expect with the players we've been producing, playing it forward, doing our sort of thing. France are becoming frustrated almost beyond the 15-minute mark. For a good 20 minutes or so, they're making fouls. They're still presenting problems. Both teams are presenting issues for the other team. Molden probably had to make some good saves as well in that game. Our keeper, like I said, I don't feel they could get a sniff. We were knocking it about fairly good. It was a good bit of passage for a corner that led to a corner kick. Corner came in. Eventually an England player is brought down. Greenwood, who I feel has been quite isolated, similar to sometimes I've seen at under 18s level, been quite isolated because of how France are playing, and because it's kind of, I wouldn't say a scrappy game in terms of quality, but it was a game for fight and desire. He was kind of isolated. he steps up to take the penalty, and we deserve to go ahead, in my humble opinion, man. France's left winger, is it Mazinga? Forgive me if I said his name. Drew a good save of our keeper in the first half as well. Going into half time, we deserve our lead, to be fair. I felt we were difficult. It took us a long while to wake up, and France collectively on both sides with all their players, particularly on the left-hand side with their winger for me, and our right-hand side with their right-back Sope, presenting a lot of issues, but we've soaked up that pressure, and we're 1-0 ahead. So, yeah, we've started slowly and we've turned it around. Second half, Steve Cooper's probably just telling his boys, this is tournament football, people. You lot got to know how to put what happened in the first half, first 15 to bed, and to go out there and walk away with a big 3 points and a great way to start the competition. I felt we did well in that first half. Second half, again, similar to the first, I felt we started quite slowly. I feel France started on the upper hand, and clearly as they're chasing the lead and things. I felt we defended well. We throughout the second half, we remained rigid. We defended well. Obviously, both teams probably got a bit of luck. Bit of luck in terms of not conceding in a couple moments, as you lot saw if you watched it. Yeah, if you watched it, but as France piled on the pressure, you could say they did deserve to eventually get their goal, man. Their substitute, Douche, came onto the field. I've made a vid about him, PSG youngster. Eventually taps it home, and we probably are kicking ourselves because we probably let ourselves down for the goal we conceded. But I feel France deserved it in the second half. They really were pressing, and we were. I don't want to say luck because I feel both teams were having a real go of it. Both teams had a lot of chances, and I feel it was real end-to-end stuff, and it was a good game for the neutrals, and a game that lived up to its bill in England versus France, as you'd expect from these sort of young players. Bit of drama, we almost got zanged as well because Sope hit the post in the 82nd minute. Molden, like I said, in the 87th minute, again made a good save. But all in all, I feel we played well. I feel man to a man we played well. Probably going to be gutted because we conceded, but I feel there's many positives these young players can take from the first game. It's tournament football, so it's good because it's harsh lessons, because at the end of the day, they've only got a point. Like I said, Holland, France and England all in one group. Someone's got to miss out. It's a must-win game against Holland on Monday for us, you'd think. Game management, because at the end of the day, these lot want to kick on to be professional footballers at international and club level. Got to learn how to take leads, retain leads, know when to go forward, when to not, how to soak up pressure, how to waste time, how to manage games. And I feel not just us, France's young players, they would have learned a lot from that game. For me, number 8, Milio, plays for Monaco. I can never say his name correctly. Baller, man. France obviously had some experienced players as well, like their centre-half Kawase. He's obviously played in the Youth League, Champions League youth equivalent. So there's some good players from them. I feel we did well, man. In the next game, I'd love to see Ben Knight start. I really like how he plays. City player, formerly of Manchester City. I mean, that don't make sense. Formerly of Ipswich. But yeah, I think Gooner, I cannot say his name, Agume. I've made a video about him, cannot pronounce his name, but he's someone Arsenal should seriously have a look at, man. I mean, I wanted him now, I wanted him then, I definitely want him now. I think it's got to be done, man. It has to be done, people. But in regards to our 1-1 draw at this level against France, deluded, I've got nothing more to say. I'm out, people. Thank you for watching and rocking with me. I'm out.